Range sum query immutable. Consider this class numArray that we need to implement. We need to initialize a constructor that takes in a list of numbers, and we need to implement its method sumRange, where we sum the numbers from the range left to right inclusive. For example, consider the list of numbers below, and consider the indices of the list. If left is equal to index 2, and right is equal to index 5, then we need to sum up all the numbers between the inclusive range left and right, and we would return the result for this method. To implement the constructor, we could simply just initialize an instance variable, and then in the method we could just slice the list between the indices left and right, and return the sum of the result. In terms of time complexity, this would be O of 1 for the constructor, and O of n for the method. But this can get very expensive because even though the constructor runs in O of 1 time, the method is most likely called a lot and runs in O of n time. We can do better by making the constructor run in O of n time while the method runs in O of 1 time. The intuition is that we can calculate the sum between a range in a faster way. We could sum up all the values between 0 and right, and subtract it from all the values between 0 and left minus 1. This will give us the sum between the inclusive range left and right. So the trick is to build what's known as a prefix sum array in the constructor. We first initialize a prefix array of length n plus 1, and then we iterate through the array. To get the sum of the next position, we will sum the current position in the prefix array with the current position in the input array. In this case, the sum of 0 and -2 is -2. And we continue. To get the sum of the next position, we sum the current position in the prefix array with the current position in the input array. In this case, the sum of 0 and -2 is -2. And we continue this algorithm by filling out the rest of the prefix sum array. At the end, the prefix sum array will be filled. And now, if we wanted to calculate this range, for example, in constant time, we would simply take the value at the index r plus 1 in the prefix array and subtract it by the value at index left, and it equals the range calculated previously using the other method. And here's the code to do so. Please like and follow for more.